to revive some of these things. So we'll be getting deep into those conversations. But let's begin with the one district, one factory. He was mocked for suggesting it. Some even didn't believe it was possible. But months after what was a campaign promise, the one district, one factory program is being launched by President Akufo Addo today in the central region town of Akumfi, where the president will cut the sod for the setup of the Akumfi pineapple processing. It is expected to employ over 5,000 people when completed by mid-2018. We'll be there for that event live. My colleague Odelia Ntiamwa Bwampong meanwhile took a trip to Akumfi and looks at the details of the project.
At Akumfi, land is feverishly being prepared ahead of the sod cutting for the one district, one factory launch by President Akufo Addo. Chinese contractors are already in town to develop the factory, expected to employ 400 workers. As part of the conditions on the loan, Chinese contractors will build the factory and hand it over together with machinery. The Exim Bank loan will also be used to train outgrowers who number about 5,000 to make sure the factory has enough raw materials. The general manager of the company, Daniel Kwarting, says it will take the company 7 years to pay back the $5 million loan.
They took a look at our current capacity. That was the first thing they looked at. They decided how much raw material do we actually have on the ground. They came to the farms, we did initial assessments, and, you know, the truth of the matter was, on the ground, we as a company did not have everything we needed to feed this factory. The Akumfi Fruit Processing Company can process 180,000 fruits in a 12-hour working day. Having found out that one farm alone cannot meet it, they decided to involve outgrowers. Yes, so with the financing structure, it's developed around two major platforms: developing capacity from the farms, internally generated fruits, and then developing capacity from the outgrowers in the Akumfi area.
I'm currently on the project site of where the one district, one factory program is supposed to initially start. Well, this land that is currently being prepared is about 50 acres. Just about 10 of it will be used for the initial factory that should be churning out some products of about 180,000 fruits. Now, this will be ready for exports. But the interesting thing, and why all of this is being pushed, is when it comes to the area of employment. It's going to be doing some 5,000 outgrowers, that's farmers in the pineapple sector. Then we will also be looking at about 400 factory workers. Farmers can't wait to offload their excess pineapples, which at times rot in their farms. Isaac and Ibrahim are partners producing organic pineapple, the biggest in the central region. More than 30% of their produce goes bad every year, with about 70% of it sent to a processing factory in Nsawam.
We send our produce to Nsawam. They take 70%. Then the rest is taken by market women, but majority gets rotten.
While farmers find a ready market with the construction of the processing factory, there are bigger issues the Akumfi Fruit Processing Factory has to deal with. The European market is very strict with its standards when it comes to finished fruit produce, a major setback for the company.
We are really pushing, to try and get more foreign partners involved with us to be able to meet the requirements necessary. And we are hoping that the markets will be very responsive to us, because the fact is the product is of very high quality, superior to most countries and what they are producing. That's one obvious fact that Ghanaian farmers have. We produce superior quality. Markets is also a very important thing. With the Chinese market, it's growing. There's huge demand. The truth is Europe also has a lot of demand, but the pricing may not be ideal for us right now. To be honest, the Chinese are offering better prices now for the products. And the government, through a lot of efforts, have created these marketing channels. They're creating a lot of conferences where farmers can meet importers of fresh fruits, where farmers can sit down with these buyers, wholesale buyers.
The company will then have to do more boiled fruits, which have a shelf life of 1 year. One major issue to deal with is electricity, and Daniel Kwarting indicates there are plans to use a mixture of solar, hydro, and in the long run, a coal plant that will be constructed in the enclave. The expectations for the One District, One Factory project are high, and the chief of the area did not mince words about this.
The
current state is that people really cheat the farmers. Some don't even pay. I think this will be a thing of the past.
The factory should be completed in June 2018, and the Central Regional Minister says it will be the game changer for the region.
The subsistence grower will no longer be doing it as they have been doing. Now they have the assured and ready market. What it means is this, that if they had excess land, now they stand in a good stead to expand. Expanding means that you're going to do more economic activity. More is going to come into your pocket. Not only that, from the value addition, now you are creating a whole value chain. And so it is not even just the people of Akufo. You have many others who will be coming from the rest of the region to be employed as factory hands. Now when the factory is up and doing and adding value to the raw pineapple, other related services are also going to come in.
President Akufo Addo will officially launch the national plan for the One District, One Factory on Friday, August 25. And the issues to deal with will be raw materials, power supply, markets, and meeting the international standards.
Well, if you may recall, President Akufo Addo returned from a 3-day visit from Equatorial Guinea, where a 15-year gas deal has been signed with the country. We'll get into that conversation in a bit, but let's go to Akufo, where presidential correspondent Elton Brobe is stationed. Good afternoon to you, Elton. Let's gauge the mood in Akufo right now.
Okay, so we are just some few meters, if you like, from Akufo town, where the program itself will start in the next few minutes. We are now at the farm, which will serve as the ground to feed this factory that will come up somewhere in June 2018. President Akufo just arrived to Accra, meaning that the program itself will start off in the next few minutes. What he's doing right now is that he's been taking round this huge farm. It sits on a 10-acre land. What I've been told is that they are planning to add 5 more acres of land for the operations of this farm. It is a pineapple farm, a nursery farm, and the objective of this farm is to grow more pineapple in this factory, which will process it, export some, and then also for local consumption. So this is creating some kind of job for local farmers around this area. I'm told that already they have trained 5,000 outgrower farmers with modern techniques in pineapple farming to ensure that they produce enough to feed the factory. The factory itself, the construction will start today. It will be done by some Chinese contractors, and this is part of a $2 billion EXIM loan for the country, and part of this money is dedicated to this One District, One Factory project, which the government of Ghana, under the leadership of President Akufo Addo, is rolling across the country. The aim is to identify potentials in each of the districts, see how best they can harness it, create the necessary, factories around it to ensure that there is ready market for the produce that they will bring out, and there's also jobs and money for the locals to stimulate growth within the locality. So right when we are done with this farm, President Akufo will then have moved to the grounds, the Deba grounds, where you will officially outdoor the One District, One Factory project. So, Aisha, we are now at the farm where we inspecting the facility. Once we are done, the next stage will be for the President to outdoor the One District, One Factory project, and that will bring to an end the event for today.
Elton, what should we expect as the president cut the sod for the start of this project?
The overall objective, remember we have 216 districts across the country. This is just one part of it. This is the Ekumfi district. And they have decided that as far as Ekumfi is concerned, vegetable, farming is their main thing. So that's how come a factory is being sited here. Now, once this is done, my information is that they are hoping that by the time this year comes to an end, they would have, cut sod for 55 of such projects across the country already. The Ministry of Trade and the Who's Watch, the One District, One Factory Secretariat is located, is spearheading this. And there is money, according to the government. The Chinese government is providing some funding. Also, they are also getting some funding from UMB, the Universal Nation Bank. They have allocated $250 million solely for individuals and organizations who want to go into the One District, One Factory project. So once this is done, what they are looking forward is to look at viable businesses in the district and see how best they can harness them, create the necessary jobs, create the necessary buzz around it, create the necessary, opportunities for factories to thrive, and then especially the land and the other things, and then, so that these factories are up and running. So once today is done, my expectation really is that they will look into the other areas, see where potential exists for a factory to be sited, look at the viability of it, and then get it done. So the Ekumfi pineapple project is probably the starting point. And indeed, this is promising to be unique because already there's money available for the factory to start. We are talking about $5 million from the Chinese Exim loan to be payable within 7 years. And this will go into the construction and the operation of the factory. There have been concerns about whether the factory can produce meet the European standard. What I've been told is that they are adopting modern practices as far as the farming is concerned. The expectation is that they will not only be producing for the local market, but produce to meet international market. There's also an issue about reliability of electricity. My information is that they are looking at adopting solar as an alternative source of electricity.
Certainly, it's going to be a massive event today, and it's like you rightly said, it's going to kickstart that project, the much anticipated One District, One Factory. So we'll be looking up to this event, and we'll be coming to you again, Elton, in our subsequent bulletins for more on this event. But